And they will suck you dry with credit, with loan, with insurance, to make sure you don't succeed and they get the profits. The top 1%, the world leaders, the Illuminati, etc.
So it's designed like that by the government?
It's designed. And now their system is falling apart.
How?
54% of college students don't graduate. And of the 46% remaining, 80% of them don't even use their degree in the job that they work for. So 20% of less than 50% actually use their degree. People are no longer going to colleges and they're starting their own businesses. People are no longer working, they're streaming. And these streamers are making thousands of dollars and living the best life, and they're not contributing to society through food or work or that. It's purely entertainment. Now, I see no problem with that. But the government is losing its necessariness, its usefulness.
Because some people were able to figure out a way to be abundant, and they're changing the norms.
Yes.
Which is a younger generation.
Yes. You know, empires normally last no more than 100, maybe 150 years, yet the U.S. Constitution has stood for 250, almost 300. It's long past due to collapse. Every single strong empire from history has fallen, no matter how great they were at one point. The Roman Empire, the Greeks, the Aztecs, the etc., etc., etc.
The Mayan, the Egyptians,
the Mayans, the
Egyptians,
the Persians,
the Indians.
Every single one of them has collapsed. Why? Because they couldn't find a sustainable way for society to function without people being oppressed. And then they revolt and topple the government and form a new one that ends up not being better than the previous one, or if it is better, just by a little bit. Look, less than 70 years ago, African American people had no right, and women weren't even allowed to vote. Less than a decade ago.
You mean a century?
A century. Less than a century ago. Not a decade, oh God.
Yeah.
But I think...
So it's very slow progress. So this is...
It was slow until the internet. The internet has brought all people around the world in contact with each other. Every atrocity committed and tyrannical government is in the eyes of all 8 billion people. Nothing is going unmonitored, and the world is either gonna destroy itself or become better. Corruption is being noticed, and people are pointing it out, and the people in power are scrambling to get their power back. How do they do it? By dividing us. Black versus white, Christian versus Muslim, etc., etc. They find everything that divides us and they post that on the news. There is not a single positive thing on Fox News, on CNN, on everything. It's all hatred, bigotry,
to divide
negativity, division.
But, so hold on. So you're saying all religions are designed to divide us, and all politicians are designed to divide us?
Yes.
So 85% of the world believes in some sort of religion, and they're all divided.
They are literally sheep. They think that they belong and they're part of a great community, but they're just people being told what to do. And if you think you're the good guy, you'll do anything. Have you looked at the Crusades of history? The Christians and the Muslims slaughtered each other even though they believed they're people of God.
But now they say peace.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you have Sunnis, then you have Shias, and then you have Sufis, and then you have Ahmadis.
And then the other 76 or whatever.
Yeah, but none of them talk to each other. None of them get along.
No.
You're not allowed to pray in this mosque. You're not allowed to pray at that mosque.
You are not allowed to go behind an imam of a different sect.
Well, why? That's
even though you're both in the masjid and reading the same namaz, if they are of a different sect, you're not supposed to do namaz behind them.
Why though? It's just control.
That's what it is.
So how can that religion be right?
That's what I'm saying. Yet, the teachings, like 90% of it, are good. Be nice to your elders, respect people, care for the homeless, etc., etc. So everyone thinks they're the good guy. But they're not doing any of that stuff that God supposedly said to do. You're the perfect example. A loving, caring father who can't even spend time with his kids, who slaves away 12 hours a day every single day, doesn't even have a 40-hour week schedule with the weekend off. He has to work Monday to Sunday, day in, day out, and if he doesn't, he is cast onto the street to die.
Yeah, that's a tough system, man. Like your own, that's the hard part, is like your own family and friends.
Oh, and this is a very Western thing about the whole be individual, be free, you can do anything, be an entrepreneur. They've just cut you off from the people that are supposed to help you. Now, granted, I mean, we are technically Pakistani and your family still abandoned you, which is very unfortunate. But if you look at the eastern side, Japan, China, Korea, India, all of them are family oriented. There's a house with like 3 generations in there, the grandparents, the children, the kids' kids, and like the cousins, and they're all working together. But their economy is so bad that all of them have to work together to barely survive, and if they didn't do that, they would be way worse than us. So then they come here in hopes of freedom, only to be separated from the people that were able to help them in the first place. If they had people that were willing to help them in the first place, which not many people do. Many people have friends, but the moment they turn to them for financial aid, they say, bro, what you doing? Like, or get a job.
Well, if you don't listen to the advice, then they don't help you. But all the advice is kind of...
Oh, another thing. Who are you getting the advice from? Are you getting it from Jeff Bezos and these billionaires, or other broke-ass motherfuckers? All these people with loans and credit card debts and mortgages are the ones going around saying, hey, if you do this, you'll get money. Yo, help me out. Yo, do this with me. Or you do that. That's what they're doing. These idiots are just giving each other horrible advice, and all of them are going into even further debt.
So basically, the economy is going to collapse and...
Oh, eventually, yeah.
No, even right now, like the real estate market is going down.
Oh, stock market is down. Real estate is down. We're in a
recession.
Recession, yeah, that's the word.
I think we're 6 months in a recession. People don't even realize it.
Yeah. And now the rise of cryptocurrency is scaring the banks, because now you no longer need a bank. You can make money and pay anonymously without needing an authority figure.
Oh.
Now Chase and Citi and Bank of America, now their empires are
collapsing. So
car people are scared of Elon Musk. He's about to make completely electronic cars, and he's making artificial intelligent robots that are going to be able to do surgery. So once we no longer need doctors, we no longer need humans to cook our food, we no longer need humans
so
to
every
single industry is about to go down. Every single industry. I have something called Novel AI. I tell it information and it makes a story based off what I told it. But it doesn't just give me a whole story. It gives me a piece that I'm then allowed to edit and change, make suggestions in the direction I want it to go, and this robot is helping me write a story.
Isn't that incredible? Okay, you know you can do the same thing with like some of the stuff I create. I use AI to help me.
Exactly. Like I found this website, Crayon, like Craiyon or whatever, and I give it information, and then it gives me the image. So what I started doing is, I say beach with a cabin in a cartoon art style. It gives it to me, and I use that as the background for my card.
Wow.
So now my teacher, Miss Isabella, just makes the character, and then we use these generated backgrounds. What used to take us like 45 minutes on a background now takes us like 1 minute.
Yeah. By the way, one day I'll show you how to do that stuff. That's all I do is automate and create graphics as templates now.
Yep.
And then I use those templates, and I use literally half of what I use is AI, and then the other half I'm learning to train AI to create better stuff. It's incredible. So basically we have two fronts. We have one that the government and the religion and the politics is all falling apart.
Yep.
And then we have another brew of people that are spiritual, that are waking up, that are young, that are financially stable and creating a whole new lifestyle.
Yes.
So you have two things happening at the same
And
time.
helping people. Like, for example, Mr. Beast, he started on YouTube, like, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 years ago. He made videos every single day, got no views. Eventually, he got 1,000, then 10,000, then 100,000. And what he did was, every time he got more views, the money he got, he put it right back in. Whether it was hiring people to edit, or buying sets, or literally going down the street and handing people bunches of money. And like he'd get an ice cream truck and he'd say, "What flavor do you want?" And they'd say, "I want this." Then he'd come back and he'd give them a cup with just stacks of hundreds in it and say, "Here you go. Sorry, we ran out of ice cream. Here you go." And then they'd be like, "What?" And then he just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and he never changed. He's an honest guy who helps people on a daily basis. He bought a house for a homeless guy. He opened up food shelters. He bought out an entire Gap store and gave all the clothes to the homeless. And then he does fun challenges too. Last person to take their hand off the Lamborghini gets to keep it. Last person to stay in the circle gets $500,000. And he just keeps on giving back to the community.
Yeah, I remember you watching him, and the girls like him, and mine and Breen like him too.
Yep. So now we have... He's not the only one, he's just the most popular one. We've got these people that are financially well off, and instead of splurging on mansions and yachts, they're helping the people around them. They're helping their friends, they're helping their family, they're helping the community, they're helping their state, they're helping their city, they're helping the homeless, they're helping the everyday people just trying to get by.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't know he was that good.
Yeah. I think he is the 3rd channel to hit 100 million subscribers.
Who was the first one?
The first
PewDiePie?
one was T-Series.
Oh.
Yeah.
India?
Yeah, India. Second was PewDiePie. Third was Mr. Beast.
Oh.
But here's the thing. PewDiePie was always the #1 YouTuber. And then all of a sudden this Indian company came out of nowhere, and they were like, everyone knew PewDiePie versus T-Series. Everyone was subscribing to both sides and got them up. Mr. Beast just organically got there without becoming a meme or anything. He just was that good.
Damn, he's that big? I didn't know he had 100 million.
100 million.
So he's probably gonna be, wow.
He's such a good guy, and so good with money too, like that he was approved for the unlimited limit credit card, where he's literally allowed to spend unlimited amounts of money using this credit card.
Wow. Well, money's not an option for him now.
And so what he does is, one of the funniest videos ever. He walked into a store and he said, "Here's my credit card. If you can pay for whatever you want, but if you go over the limit, you get nothing." But the joke was, the limit wasn't there. So people, they bought a few things or whatever.
They don't know.
They bought a few things or whatever. Conservative, I don't want to go over the limit. They spent, 1,000, 2,000. And then at the end he goes, "Guess what?" And then, you scan the card and they're waiting. Did it get approved or not? And obviously it get approved every time. So they're like, yeah! And then afterward he's like, "You could have put $1 million on there and it still would have worked." And they'd be like, "What?"
Cool stuff.
And so he's one of my biggest inspirations. He has his main channel where he does regular stuff. He has a second channel where he does gaming stuff. He has a third channel where he does philanthropy. He has a fourth channel where he does e-commerce. He has a fifth channel. So he has like a channel for every aspect of life.
And he teaches people.
And he teaches people.
I didn't know that.
So I want to be like him one day. I want to be a gamer and a role model for the disabled people. But I also want to talk spiritual life and how to be financially stable, like, you know, like an advisor type of figure. And I just want to impact the world.
Yeah, you always wanted to be a mentor.
Yes.
And teacher.
Yep.
Well, you are. I mean, you're working on your... I'm trying, you're trying. We'll do it one day.
We will get there. I have zero doubt about it. The question is when. So recently, I've been putting a lot more time into streaming. So I play a little bit by myself, and then I go to other people's stream and I say, hey, do you want to do something together? Sometimes they say, yeah, we'll play together. Sometimes they say, sorry, no, thank you. And I just say, thank you for your, for listening to me. And then I move on to the next person. Because there's so many people on Twitch, someone's always streaming something. Alright, nice talking to you. You probably want to drive.
No, I was actually enjoying that conversation. I was like...
I'm free, so just let me know when you want me to head inside.
How about we'll take 5 minutes, and then you can go in, and then I'll go. Because, I was enjoying this conversation. We basically started talking about how difficult it is with the government.
Yes.
And then we ended up with Mr. Beast, and both of us want to be influencers online.
The point is, the corrupt people's empires are falling. The banks, the governments, the politicians, and the supposedly religious people, but really they're not. Like, I mean, they say they're helping, and yet the Pope passes a hat around, and all these poor people are putting in their money into this hat, and this guy's living completely fine. Actually, I can't speak for all of them. There's some good... Here's the thing.
Hold on.
There are some good people, but the bad ones are in power.
Yeah.
There are good people everywhere. There's good Hindus, there's good Muslims, there's good Christians. There's good atheists.
I think there's both. I think in each religion you have the positive and the negative. But it's confusing because the gap is a lot smaller than it seems. Like, most people think they're good and they're nice and they're doing well, and they are to the best of their ability.
The truth is, we're all in some shade of gray. The question is how much.
Yeah.
And morals is honestly at the root of it not objective, it's subjective. For example, if, let's say, your wife got ill and she needs a medicine, but you can't afford to get the medicine. You go to the pharmaceutical person and you ask, hey, can I please have it? She's dying. And he says, no, sorry, without this money, I can't afford to keep my place going. I'm sorry about your wife. He turns you down. You come back and you steal it to save your wife's life. Well, are you in the right or the wrong? You saved a life, but you're also hurting that person's income for his life. It's morally gray.
No,
but that's an extreme example.
No. It is gray. I agree with you. But look, it's a life versus income. I'll take life.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think saving the person, he might have a little tough with his rent or something. But even then, that was just one medicine, one time. But unless he's getting robbed all the time. But it's just a hypothetical scenario. Or, for example, the one that I never understood why it was so difficult for people was, there's a train coming and it's about to hit 5 workers, but there's a lever. If you flick the lever, it'll switch to a track where there's only one person on it. Would you flick the lever? I would.
Hold on, you're saying rather than killing 5,
you only kill one.
No, but you have to make a choice to kill one.
Yes.
I think everyone's gonna make a different decision when you're in that situation.
True.
But if I can look at it right now, I think 5 lives saved is better than taking 5 lives. So yeah, I would sacrifice the one person.
Right. Most people in this scenario say they will flick the lever.
Yeah.
Then there's ways to make the question harder. What if it was 5 random people and on the right side was
Your family member.
your family member?
Yeah.
Now do you flick the lever? 5 lives that you don't know versus the one person you care about. And again, you must flip the lever. Then there's another one.
Okay, so hold on.
Yeah.
In that situation, I probably can't flip the lever anymore.
Right, because that's the person you know.
Yeah.
Yet you're letting 5 people die. So
No, I'm not letting them die, but now I can't kill the one I want.
yeah.
Now I'm just letting universe.
You said, I'm not altering what happened. It's their fault for being on.
Yeah,
the
like if one of my kids is on that side, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Although the right decision would still be not take your child and your family out and do the right thing.
Oh, if there was a way to save everyone, you would. Obviously.
No. I'm saying even in that situation, take the child out. Like let's forget it's my kids for a second.
True.
That's why I can't do it. But the right move is still to save 5 lives.
Right, because.
But we can't do it as human beings.
We can't. We're emotionally attached, even though, if you think about it, those 5 people, that's someone's dad, someone's son, someone's they're someone else's I really care about, but they're not my I really care about.
Well, that scenario is 1 in a billion.
Of course. And then there's the third one where it's not a train. I think they called it a trolley. Like something speeding is coming, but it's a little smaller. They will still die, but to your right is a really fat person. If you push them, they will fall. They will die when the speeding thing hits them, but it'll stop this trolley or whatever from hitting the other 5 people. Would you literally push this guy onto the road to save the other 5 people?
No.
And most people can't do that. So now we've taken away the lever, and now it's your actual hands doing it.
No one can do that.
No one can do that.
Yeah, to take a life to save 5 lives by pushing the person.
Yeah.
No, now you're okay, so
actually murdering.
Not only is it murder, but you're changing what destiny was for those people, and you're trying to take someone else's life. So now karmically you're going to be in a position where, let's say there is karma and now you took someone's life, you're in a tough spot because karmically life for life. Energy.
Well, in that case, didn't you karmically save 5 lives? So you'd be at net 4 because you got rid of 1 but saved 5. So you'd be at
but is it guaranteed those 5 are saved? What if they still die? Now you kill 6.
That's true. Yeah, what if you push the guy and now you kill 6
nothing's
people?
guaranteed. So listen, I think you have to just let universe do its thing and observe.
According to the question, supposedly it's guaranteed that this guy is fat enough to stop this trolley.
Okay.
For the sake of argument.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna push someone to.
But I'm not gonna push someone. And also, you might be thinking, how am I going to push this fat? He's literally leaning over, watching intently, like, wow, these guys are going to die. Oh my God. So he's so close to the edge that you just got to like, boop, and he'll fall off.
Yeah, but the decision is deeper because you're asking me to make a moral decision. It's not about whether he'll pause or not. You're asking me, in order to save 5 lives, take 1 life. I probably couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
Whereas the very first time you were flicking a lever, you still made the choice.
Yeah.
But this time, there's no lever.
Yeah, you have to push them.
Have to push him.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah.
But I know if I put myself in that position, I would not do it because I'm going to. Because, like, look, every situation.
I would not be able to handle knowing. Even if I did save those other 5 people, you killed a person. Like, you consciously made and did the physical action.
Okay, but let's remove the scenario. You said roller coaster or something, right?
Yeah.
Let's change the scenario where pushing not even a fat person. Let's just say pushing a human being would save 5 lives, but it's not the roller coaster situation. Like in certain situations, like for example.
Oh, imagine this. You know the Joker from Batman?
Yeah.
Imagine this. There's a boat with 5 people tied up, and they're on a boat, and there's a bomb on the boat, and then you're on the mainland, and there's someone tied to the dock, and the Joker tells you, if you slit the throat of the guy on the mainland, I will deactivate the bomb. But if you don't, these 5 people on this boat, they're gonna blow up. Then what would you do? All of them are hostages. You stab the one guy in front of you. Like, you have to do, or maybe it's even worse. You don't have a weapon. You have to like choke him out. But if that guy dies and then you throw him in the river, then Joker will say, "I'll release the 5 people that are on this boat."
Yeah, I'm different. I can't give anyone power over me. I can't take a life. I will defend myself to save my life. I will help others, but I feel in order for me to take a life, you can't first of all think about any of this. Like, this is gonna happen.
This would never happen.
Yeah. I'm just saying all of this is gonna happen.
It's just a moral dilemma question.
So moral dilemma would be, I would still not to intervene. I think it would be, I think I can think all I want, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't
technically
do it.
There is not necessarily a right or a wrong answer, no matter what life is being lost, no matter what something horrible is being done. It's just like a very grim situation. But it's interesting to think about. Here's a different one. There's a doctor, and he has 5 different patients. One is missing a lung, one is missing a liver, one is missing a kidney, one is missing a bladder, one is missing something. Each of them are missing 5 important vital organs. And he doesn't have the organs to save them. But a 6th person walks in and he's completely healthy. If the doctor were to sedate this person and remove all these organs, killing him, he could give each of these organs to those other 5 people.
So the doctor's playing God.
Doctor's playing God. So either he does his job and just says, these people are unsavable and lets the 5 of them die, or he murders this innocent person but saves these 5 people's lives by giving them
that's
the
basically
organs
what
that
God
they
does. That's basically what God does. God doesn't care about any human being, any animal, any plant. And
he's just an observer.
No, I think God's not just an observer. I think, hold on, you don't let me finish my thought.
All right, go for it.
I feel, from my perspective, that God kind of does that with us as humans and what life is. For example, every single possible scenario for every situation happens, in my opinion. I can't prove it.
Parallel universes.
I can't prove this, but for example, the universe paused right now, everything happened, and then the next second, which is a frame, right? So in that scenario, this is all we have, meaning God is trying to learn and figure itself out because it doesn't know where it came from. Because God doesn't know where God came from, all of us, all humans, all plants, all animals, all aliens, all religion, everyone's expendable.
Yeah.
This is why you have so much chaos.
Sure.
Because it's allowed.
Yep.
So what you're asking that the doctor would do, like kill 1 person to save 5, I think God would do that. I think a human being probably wouldn't do that. Because as a human being, you have to consider that you're still taking a life.
Here's a question. What if it wasn't a human doctor, but an artificial intelligence doctor? That was purely logical and felt no empathy.
If you don't have empathy, you will 1 second.
And these moral questions are what people bring up when artificial intelligence is being discussed, and they say, what if these robots do some horrible things because it makes sense logically?
They will.
For example, if an elderly person and a child are walking across the road, but it was a red light, the car was going because it was its turn, but now it has to decide who to hit. It might decide to kill the old person because their life is already near ending. Or, you know.
But hold on, but that is the right decision.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree.
I would save the kid.
Yeah.
Grandma's lived. It's all good. I mean, I don't want to kill the grandma, but I would do the same thing if I was driving the car.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Look, if the robot would save 5 lives and kill one, the reason why humans can't do that is because half of us have empathy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. The bosses that fire people, who do you think they are? They're the ones with no empathy. So you have 2 kinds of humans. Humans have empathy, and you have
there
humans.
are definitely psychopaths, sociopaths. There are people, and here's the thing: those traits are actually technically good for them in America, because in order to run a business, if you're cutthroat like that, you'll make it to the top easily. It's us empathic people that want to help everyone that can't make these easily financial decisions to like get billions. Like, here's the thing: what does a man need with $1 billion? Who the frick needs
I'll tell you.
that much money?
Let me explain it to you. If you let me finish that.
Go for it.
Number 1, you need money to survive. You need survival. Number 2, once you can survive, you need finances and wealth to enjoy life, to have a lifestyle.
I agree.
Number 3, like Elon Musk, when you have enough money, and Jeff Bezos, what's left? Power. The power to what? Like, they can leave the planet and they can do whatever they want and whatever it takes at all human expense.
Yes.
They don't care about the planet, and they don't care about their workers. And they're using all humans and they're using all workers to do what? Their own agenda.
As commodities.
Yeah.
That's all we are. We are numbers.
We're
In a system. We're cogs in a wheel. When one breaks, replace it with a new one. That's all we are.
Yep.
Because look at it. People vote in our system, and, you know, let's say like Hillary Clinton got like 49 million, Donald Trump got like 50 million or whatever. If you took that many people in a room, you'd realize just how many that is. But when we're reduced to these numbers and digits and statistics, you take the human part out of it. It's just those people. And the elite don't have to deal with us. They go to their own private school, get their own private education. Their children go to these
no, hold on, but elite argument doesn't work with me, because you're all elite to me. Your mom's elite to me, my mom's elite to me. All my friends that are doing well off are elite to me, but none of them help me.
No, we're middle class. Maybe high class.
Listen, you're elite to me in my position. You're not elite compared to them, but you're still elite to me. To a person that's living in a trailer, you guys live in a house, you guys have businesses, you don't have to worry about food and shelter like I do. You're an elite to me. So when you call Bill Gates and I call Elon Musk an elite, it's the same thing. It's at all levels. Think about it. Okay, look.
We might have a better living situation, but we've still experienced the same stuff. We still went to public school. We still went to regular college. We still get these regular jobs.
Okay, so you're not elite. You're like middle class, or you're a high middle class.
Yeah, and my point is the filthy rich have their own very special schools.
Of course.
Their own very special restaurants. Their own very special.
Why is that?
And those people continue to run the world. Their kids learn the secrets.
Yes.
And they stay at the top. These 13 families stay at the top.
Yes.
And the rest of the public are not allowed to learn these secrets. Is my point. That's what I mean by elite. Yes, I do.
No, I agree with you. This is, dude, I drive Uber, bro. I know.
Yeah. And that's exactly where they want you to be. And if you, God forbid, die in a car crash or kill yourself because life was too hard, there's a billion other people that need Uber. Uber driving.
Yeah,
So they'll just replace you.
you're easily replaceable.
We are expendable.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm not suicidal. I love my life.
Thank you. I was a little worried today.
No. Driving Uber is tough, but
It's tough.
I love what I do. I just get tired.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at my videos, there's times you get angry, but I hope at least 70-80% of the time I show that I'm happy and I'm having a good time.
You do.
Yeah.
That's why I was really worried today. Like, I haven't seen you in a long time. I thought you'd be happy with me. Why are you arguing with me over, like, a show?
Oh, no, I was tired, man. I was just driving all... You know, I haven't slept all night. I've slept like 2 hours here and there.
That's not good.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm going to let you go because I'm so tired. I can't even be driving right now. I should go home.
Honestly, you should just, like, don't drive home. Just, like, nap right here for, like, 3 hours.
No, I am. I'm going to go park and throw this trash away, grab something to drink, and then I'm going to take a nap and then drive home at night. But I'll keep you posted. You got your stuff?
Yeah, the pillow's there.
And you have a way to get in, right? You're
Yeah,
not going
I
to get
have
locked
a
out?
key.
Okay. Finally got a key, huh?
No. Ami and Abu have their own keys, so Ami gave me her key while both of them went off.
They don't trust you still, bro.
It's not... Okay, either they don't trust me, or they're just super procrastinating, and... It's a little bit of both, actually.
I think
It's a little bit of both.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have a key in case your dad comes over and starts partying over here.
I don't think they're necessarily worried about you. Like, today, I called and asked, and they said just, you know, it's... You know, they have family photos and... or whatever. You're not gonna do anything. I know you're not. We were just gonna watch TV, but...
No, it's all good. It's just weird. Like, remember, this is where I come back to love for all, hatred for none. I'm like, we were cousins, and now we can't even talk. We don't even say hello, and we can't even come into each other's homes.
Yep.
And this is what the Promised Messiah said in Ahmadiyyat and in Islam was the end of times is where brothers and sisters won't even talk to each other. And we're in that time, but I'm on the bottom.
Yeah.
And the rest of the middle class can keep
The
enjoying.
middle class is shrinking. More and more people are becoming poor, and there's the lucky 100,000 or so that are making it as streamers or are making it as whatever, that are becoming more richer and well off. And there's these people in the middle that are just slowly, just still stuck with their mortgages, stuck with their loans, but they have food on the table and a house over their head.
Yeah, but that's gonna phase out by next generation.
Yeah.
By the time your generation comes in, none of these kids are gonna know what to do. Most of these kids are not gonna last in this heat and in this environment.
Global, dude.
Do you know the suicide rate is #1 right now?
Yes.
The highest suicide rate ever.
Mm-hmm.
Which means younger kids are like, F this shit.
Yeah. Here's the worst part. A lot of these kids are actually smart and questioning the system and are powerless against it, and then they give up on life. They're noticing the flaws, and they're just shut down by these adults that know better, who are actually the biggest dumbasses of all, with their $100,000 car debt, mortgage debt, credit debt, all this, and yet they're saying, we know what we're doing. Like,
Well, we have both sides.
Yeah.
We have a few good people in religion and government, and we have a few bad people. You just try to do your part.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Alright.
Drive Sanko.
Have a good one.
Thank
if you're
you.
free next week, let me know.
Same thing. Next week we'll plan better.
Yes.
Same thing. Tuesday or Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Done deal.
Holy.
It's hot. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. It's at like 106, bro.
Make sure you keep that AC on. I don't want you like dehydrating.
No, I'm good. It's 106. Now it's me talking to my son, Mr. Nuridin Mustefa. So I was dropping him off, and we ended up talking for another 40 minutes. Now, trying to drive Uber. Someone will enjoy this 40-minute conversation with my son, I hope.